their heart versus their head and what's really stopping them. So maybe if you've been wondering why they haven't reached out or why the connection, it feels stuck, then maybe this reading is going to be for you. We're going to be diving into what their heart feels versus what their mind is telling them. So Spirit, can we please have a look? Their heart, what their heart truly feels for the viewer, please. We have got the Queen of Pentacles, and now let's look at their head. What their mind is telling them. This could be their fears, their logic, the pressure, self-sabotage. Let's have a look. What is their head telling them, please? We have got the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this reading is going to be for you. If you've been feeling the pull of someone who seems emotionally connected but mentally distant, we have this Queen of Pentacles, and this is that nurturing, grounded heart, and this is their emotional truth, that they care deeply and they see your worth. And there's definitely a part of them that longs to build something safe and lasting. But in pile number 2, we're met with the Ace of Swords, and this talks about clarity and pressure and truth, and this is the voice that's in their head. Their logic, their fears, their overthinking. It's sharp, it's exact, and maybe even cold. And that's what's holding them back from following their heart. So let's take a closer look at what's really going on. But before we continue today's reading, I'd love to recommend something that might help if you're feeling uncertain or overwhelmed by this connection. Pocket Insight is a secure, private platform that connects you with real psychics from around the world. And whether you're looking for answers about love or your path or what's holding someone back emotionally, you can receive real-time support using tarot, astrology, dream analysis, and more. And the best part is that they actually offer free 3-minute experiences with no purchase necessary. Just tap on the link in my bio to explore it. So let's go back to the reading. The Queen of Pentacles is the embodiment of a grounded, nurturing, loyal love. She really holds the archetype of one who holds space and builds slowly and intentionally, and also offers comfort and stability. And in context to this question as to what their heart feels, this card really reveals that at a heart level, your person feels a deep desire to provide and to protect and to nurture something real with you. There is emotional loyalty here, even if it hasn't been expressed clearly. Now, let me bring this card a little bit closer to you. Can we see that there's actually this little rabbit in the corner? And this is a symbol of fertility, intuition, and gentle vulnerability. So the rabbit, it actually brings a layer of emotional sensitivity. This isn't just a practical love, it's also a quiet longing for connection and warmth, and maybe even a future together. Rabbits, they tend to be fast moving, but they're also easily startled, perhaps suggesting that their heart is full, but it is also cautious and easily overwhelmed. Again, bringing this card a little bit closer to you, can you see that there are these rays behind the throne here? And the sun rays, they look like a halo to me, and they suggest this illumination or awakening or clarity that's coming from within. So their heart might be slowly realizing the depth of this connection. It's not impulsive, it's very rooted, it's very sincere, and it is going to mature over time. The Queen isn't rushing, but knows. Then we go on to the head with this Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, traditionally, it represents truth and clarity and breakthrough. It is a card of mental awakening and the moment of seeing things as they are. In this particular position, what their head is telling them, this card reveals that their mind is sharp, it's alert, it's constantly analyzing the situation, so they know that there's something significant here, but they're in thinking mode, not feeling mode. Now, there's something really, really interesting about this particular deck as opposed to a traditional deck, and it's actually about what's not there. And in a traditional deck, you would see a victory wreath that normally surrounds the crown. Traditionally, that foliage, it symbolizes triumph and success and rightful clarity, but here it's actually absent, and that to me tells a story. So this particular version of the Ace of Swords, it might indicate that while they hold this crown, which is symbolizing awareness and potential and realization, they haven't claimed the victory. And the insight is there, but the confidence is not. So there could be hesitation or fear of failure, or a belief that even if they speak their truth, it might not lead to the outcome that they want. So their mind knows what's real, but without the courage or the emotional tools to act on it, they might stay stuck in their head. So their heart, it feels this warmth and this loyalty and this potential and a deep desire to nurture, and their head, it feels this pressure to analyze. There's this clarity without action, and there's a lack of victory. So this connection between feeling and thinking, it creates emotional paralysis. To me, it shows that they care deeply, but they don't know how to win. So we're going to pull one more card and have a look at what needs to shift. So Spirit, we're going to pull one more card. Can we see, please, what needs to shift? What needs to shift for this relationship to come together in a far more authentic way? Okay. We have got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is actually a very powerful and telling bridge between that Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords that we'd seen. So within this card, we can see that there's a man who's seated and they are crowned. They're serious, they're contemplative, they're still. And we can see that he is gripping these pentacles tightly, holding a couple to their chest and, one between the feet here. Behind him, we see this city of skyscrapers, and these are symbols of ambition and their ego structures, and maybe talking about external pressure. So this is someone who wants control and who really fears some sort of loss. And this really equates to emotional vulnerability with risk. So this is someone who's maybe trying to manage their internal world by locking it down. So again, what's really interesting is that they are wearing a crown, and I should have kept out the Ace of Swords, but I didn't. But do you remember there was a crown on the Ace of Swords? And this is what this is reminding me of. So it's saying that they've received the insight, but instead of acting on it, they're sitting on it, they're guiding it, they're trying to maintain this control. And this very serious expression, it shows that he's thinking hard, but overthinking. So this is someone who might be deeply afraid of surrendering to the heart, because it would really mean let going of control and potentially facing rejection or instability or emotional exposure. And these skyscrapers that we're seeing in the background, they suggest external expectations. This could be status, responsibility, societal structures that might be influencing his hesitation. So actually the message is quite clear that the grip needs to loosen. So this person, they must release their fear of loss, and they must open up their heart space and understand that real connection, it doesn't thrive in control, it thrives in trust. So they already hold the insight, which is shown with that crown, and they already feel the care that we see with the Queen, but their refusal to emotionally invest or express truthfully is really what's blocking this connection. So this is the card of embodiment, of playing not to lose, but healing is actually going to require them to risk vulnerability for the sake of authenticity. So what we're seeing is that this connection is not lacking love, but it is lacking flow. Their heart wants to give, but their mind wants to protect. And the solution here is release the grip and let this breathe, and only then can love move forward. And if this reading brought clarity or stirred more questions, then you don't have to navigate it alone. For deeper personalized insight to your connection, I really recommend checking out Pocket Insight. Why don't you try out the free 3-minute session?